weather outside is frightful, but this awesome haul of minis from WizKids is rather delightful. So let's take a look. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Here we have miniatures from the premium sets for Storm King's Thunder. What's great about these, and they've done this with Ravenloft, you know, with Curse of Strahd, is they bring you NPCs that are in the campaign. So these are great to have, especially given the fact that they're giants. Who doesn't love to have more giants? Now, like their previous ones, like the paint jobs and sculpts are so good. Look at the face she has and that detail. These are really tremendous. So now I have Storm King's Thunder, but I haven't run it. And I've only briefly looked through it. So let's take a look at this figure. I like this one a lot. What I like about it is she's not in a battle pose. She's perfect for an NPC. She just happens to be a giant. But you could have her engage in battle, make your players just pretend she's posed, or maybe she does everything through the powers of her mind. I don't know. This is Queen Neri? Could be. Or it could be whatever name you want. She could be a NPC or monster of your own design for your story. This is the Storm Giant King Hecaton. I do know that. This is probably the best Storm Giant mini I've seen. Look, the detail, how cool it looks with this lightning crackling all over. Look at the shield, dinted from battle, flowing cloak. Yeah, check out from behind. She's got braided hair. There are a couple of humanoids here. And this character is quite a character. Look at that mustache. And he's got an octopus, perhaps a familiar, and maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. This is Lord Caspere. He's Italian. And you've got this other character here. I know we're a little backlit because of the bright snowy weather outside, but you can see this character with looks like a pseudo dragon on top. Just a really good, again, great for the NPCs. They're meant to be NPCs of your own making or even player characters. And then we have this, it's the Spectre of Don King. No, okay, that hair though. So it's like a ghost giant, right? It is some giant spirit. That's pretty cool. I've never thought to introduce that. I mean, this could be a giant wraith, a giant ghost. We have a giant cat over here. So this is a very, very cool mini to have. Maybe it could be an elemental waterlord as well. So there's lots of options for what this mini could be, and that is, I like having options and versatility. So let's look at the next set from Storm King's Thunder. You know, so these again are more NPCs. Man, I really like this one. Look at this. Is he an old cloud giant? I mean, I would assume so, because that looks like there are clouds, but like, look at, with the stars like all over. So he's clearly some sort of wizard, and his hair has an almost translucent quality about it. You can see that here, but he looks like a kindly old wizard. This could be a great patron for adventurers, you know? Let's see, this is Zephyros. All right, so again, I haven't really read through, and I haven't played or run Storm King's Thunder. And whether you're going to or not, doesn't matter. These are just incredible minis to have. Okay, here we have Harshnag. And we've seen Harshnag before in the Storm King's Thunder booster packs. But like all new minis, look at clear base, which I love. This is a different pose. The paint job is really quite good. Look at detail on the axe. I mean, all the detail on the armor, the chainmail he's wearing. This is an excellent mini, especially if you love your Frost Giants. I do. We'll get to the best for last, but at least in my opinion, now, I thought it was a Minotaur, but this is a Yak Folk. And look, he's kind of has like there's almost like a Asian armor design, or Greek maybe, I don't know. I thought perhaps like remind me like Japanese because of that sheath, but then the sword looks more like it would be good for Greek. I don't know. But anyway, this is a cool mini. Again, if you didn't have a Minotaur mini, you wouldn't have to use this as a Yak Folk. It could be a Minotaur. I think it's definitely a cool mini to have, but the gem of this particular pack, I think, is this character, Imrith. And what she is, because I had to look it up when I saw that horn coming out of her head, and my son suggested that she was a half-blue dragon, but in fact, in that adventure, she is a blue dragon, and she takes the form of a storm giant, which makes sense because storm giants play nice with lightning, and so do blue dragons. So this is a really cool mini. I love the expression. Just look, you can see kind of some scales on her arm, indicating her true nature, if you miss the horn. Just a tremendous mini. I love this one a lot. And my favorite out of the new Storm King Thunders, box sets is this one. And these are 3 princesses presumably from that story, right? But again, great NPCs, great adversaries or allies or patrons or your patron's daughters, perhaps, for you to use. Man, look at the detail. Look at that stern face and the hair flowing in this striking pose. Again, I love those clear bases, and she is on a very sturdy mounting piece here. Look at the sculpt and look at the detail, and I really like the pose quite a bit. And then this one, she's like a brooding teenager. Look at her sitting kind of slumped, and she's like, maybe she wanted a pony for her birthday, but instead she's got this stupid hammer. Come on, Dad. But no, this is really a lot of character here in her face and pose and the detail. I just love it. And we'll get to her in a second. You get a couple excellent minis. I like this one here because this really, it can be who it was meant to be, right? Kella Darkhope, but could be a village healer or a business owner, just a great NPC mini. And then you have this gal. Look at her. I love that face. She's holding up a wand. Perhaps it's her arcane focus, and she's surrounded by her pet, perhaps her familiar. And this is, let's see, Pao Ming. All right. I don't know if I said that right, but very cool. And then my favorite, look at this spoiled princess. Look at her face and pose. She really thinks a lot about herself, and why not? She's beautiful, She's well dressed and a little bit smarmy, right? Is that a shell or a cupcake? I think it's a shell. But I love this pack quite a bit. Again, you know, not just for, I mean, just for sheer NPC, like this one would be great NPC or, you know, adversary to face, but these two as NPCs in your game. Why not have giants as NPCs? Whether you're playing Storm King's Thunder or not, these are terrific minis for your collection. I think a lot of versatile use for these. Okay, let's look at some villains. We've got some archdevils, and this is one pack. And then you've got Jublex, which is a demon lord. This is my oldest son's favorite. Look at this, just like this giant slime lord. And he's got eyes all over, a single mouth there, emerging, dripping, oozing around this well. So this is a premium mini. So here's a medium mini next to it. You can see this mini is huge, but really, you know, could be even a size category larger. But I like the kind of low profile, smaller profile base coming out of the well. So let's see. I'm not familiar with these ones. This is an archdevil Tivilis. All right. Looks kind of wicked. I mean, listen, this is classic evil character. But you know what? Who says he spends all his days being evil? Because quite frankly, you don't get abs like that without paying hardcore attention to your nutrition and working out a lot. So, you know, he's probably spending at least 80% of his time working on his body. All right, let's see. Look at this one. Kind of reminds me of a pit fiend. He's got some big teeth. Love the pose. What a villain to put against your player character is. Hutijin? I don't know. He's got, look at that weapon. Imagine being on the wrong end of that. That would be terrible. But again, they've been doing this line of creating these tremendous villains to throw against your characters. And then of course, you know, there is the original player's handbook in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons artwork with the statue of this guy. This is Moloch, who is, you know, perhaps one of the most evil of all devils, and, you know, and God, you know, that people sacrifice victims to. Is, you know, I don't think personally, like, these guys aren't cool. I mean, I think it's cool looking, you know, as a villain, and I like putting my characters up against the forces of darkness so that they defeat them, you know, but everybody has to run the campaigns the way they want to. Me, I like keeping these guys as villains and not making, you know, like heroic legends of them. So this is an adversary that, you know, one day I would like my heroes to go and defeat and to finish off and end that bit of evil in the realm that they live. But these are really cool villains. So again, this is one pack, this is its own, and WizKids is just churning them out and killing it with these detailed, awesome minis. Here are the Magic the Gathering premium painted figures. These are fantastic, and one of the great things is they always came with bases for the premium figures, but now WizKids is giving the clear base that accompanies them, which is tremendous. So let's take a closer look. So, for example, we have this Rowan Kenrith. I don't know anything about Magic, so I can't speak to the accuracy, but I can tell you, you know, how I feel about them. I like these bases. They're wide enough that they can stand, so you don't necessarily have to use the clear bases. You could save those for other minis, you know, or you could put them on. It's up to you, but So she is wielding a handful of magic and a weapon and another. She has this silvery cloak and flowing blonde hair. This is a really great mini. Maybe an Eldritch Knight, maybe a Paladin, you know, maybe a War Mage, whatever, or even a Warlock, a Hexblade, right? And lots of versatility here. Let's see, we've got Will Kenrith, this kind of dashing blonde figure, and he's got like a crystal hand and sword, and indeed, the mini looks just like that. I like the interesting shape of the cape. You know, this figure actually I think would be pretty good in you know, a Greek setting too, and maybe that's where he's from Theros. I don't know, but you could definitely use it that way. But again, I think it could go well in any D&D campaign. Here we have a Johnny Goldmane. I don't know if I said that right, but look at he's like a cat folk or whatever they're called in magic. He's got a lot of detail. Look at the face. He's proud. He's got this double axe he's wielding. Nice flowing cape with detail on it. Look at the detail. That's one of the things that's cool about these premium minis. You know, the regular minis look pretty darn good, but the premium ones, they go just a little bit further. Let's see, this is a really good wizard mini. You know, and again, I like, see, now you get the red in there, so maybe he's a player character, and your player characters could certainly use him. I think he's pretty cool, but maybe that red suggests that he could also be used as an NPC, an ally, or perhaps a villain working arcane powers against your heroes. Again, I like the detail. I like the clear elements, you know, of the translucent elements representing the magic, and his expression. Look at the focus on his face. He's like concentrating. Clearly, we're casting a concentration spell. And then we have Chandra Nalar. Now that she looks like, oh, look at her, she looks pretty happy there. It's always good to see. She's got her hair flowing and smiling. She's very happy to be doing her magic. This could be a wizard or a sorcerer or a warlock. Just lots of options here. And again, that translucent spell effect looks terrific. I like her outfit. This is another great PC mini or NPC. No, let's see. This one's my favorite one out of this lot. Vivian Reed. This is such a great mini. Let's see. Look at her face. I like the paint job. You see her bright green eyes. She's got like a headpiece in. Look at the arcane arrow and a quiver filled with arcane arrows. I like her side bag and boots and just the overall outfit and color scheme. This is one of my favorite Archer minis that I have that I've seen. Period. I just love that one. So there is the WizKids Magic the Gathering Premium Minis. Here's the new lot of Pathfinder Premium Painted Minis, and let's take a closer look here. Let's start with this. What do we got? A male gnome druid. But again, you know what? Gnome, but it could also be a halfling, you know, which makes it versatile. Let's see what the mini looks like. How tremendous. It has this fiery focus, has this fiery magical hand encompassing his real hand, holding a staff poised and ready for action. This is just a great one. Look at the leaf cloak. What a great addition to your halfling and gnome minis. Again, it's a gnome, but I think you could go both ways on this one. We have here a female human wizard, and you can see she's in the midst of wielding tremendous arcane power. Let's look. I love it. she's sweeping her hand back, working a spell. What spell is it that she's working? Comment below and let me know what you think. But again, this is one that could be a player character, but look at that diabolical cloak. Could be a great villain in your campaign to pit your heroes against. And let's zip over here. This is a halfling cleric. It could be a halfling paladin, could be a eldritch knight or what have you. You know, I haven't played Pathfinder in a while, you know, but you could fit this into a number of classes for Pathfinder, I'm sure. Like, it's a brooch or a holy symbol, wielding a sword. Again, look at the power and the faithful look, knowing that our deity will be protecting her from the forces of darkness. I like that mini. I love having more halfling minis. I'm a big fan of halflings. Here we have the male elf magus, right? It's a very anime look. He's like all proud of his pecs, and why shouldn't he be? He does like 250 push-ups a day. And I'm not just talking standard. We're talking declines, inclines, diamond push-ups, one-arm push-ups. You know, he's got to like look good when he wields his sword and magic. He's got a lot of detail. And look, you know, he's doing pull-ups. Look at that strong back. Some chainsaws and bend over rows and deadlifts. Could also be an Eladrin if you're playing D&D, because look at the eyes. Yeah, just a cool mini to add to the arsenal if you're playing D&D. It could be a warlock, right? Sorcerer, eldritch knight again. Here we have a dwarf, a male dwarf wizard. Oh, sorcerer. This is the male dwarf sorcerer, but it could be a wizard. Let's see. Look at his face. He's sweeping his staff in an arc and magic. Look at the runes inside the magic. What a cool effect. That is pretty wicked. I love that. That is quite good. And look, what are those scrolls in his it's like a quiver, but filled with scrolls. That is a great mini. And of course, he's got his red hair, so you know he talks with a Scottish accent. Then my favorite one out of this collection is the female bard. This is perfect for an NPC as far as I'm concerned, you know. But you could play as a player character, but I just really like this one as a reoccurring character. Perhaps a noblewoman who has a penchant for playing music and singing. But look, she's got a very cocky expression, and I like her outfit. It's very, very eye-catching. But what a great group of minis this is. Again, they continue to knock it out of the park. Like the Magic the Gathering minis, these all come with the clear plastic bases for you to use, but they stand pretty well on their own when they're not balanced on a piece of cardboard box, as you can see now here. Like, they're standing on stone. All right, we've got the Grung War Band. I love these War Band series that WizKids is putting out. It's a great way to start padding out, you know, monsters. So far, what they've done, kobolds and goblins and orcs and Sahuagin, and now grungs. And I mean, really, you don't get a lot of grungs all the time. So this is really nice to have. And, you know, you've got your gold grung elite warrior. He's got like a wild headdress. It could be very cool. Let's see, you've got this one. It looks like some sort of red grung wilding, but he could be like a druid. Look, he's got some thorny roots, markings on his back. And again, you know, I keep saying it, I'm wild about these clear bases. They look great when you throw them down on your map or your 3D terrain or whatever, so that you can see through to what's below. We have this Elite Warrior, Orange Grung Elite Warrior. He's on a tree stump. Look at the shiny black eyes, like doll's eyes. If anybody gets that reference, comment below. Let's see. Look at this guy. How cute, right? Green Grung. He's got his javelins back there, his spear. He's ready for action. Let's see, we've got a purple Grung. Look at this colorful person. Brightly dressed, maybe among Grung kind, he's a jester. Just a purple Grung. But you could use him as a jester if you wanted. And if you don't toss him coins, he stabs you with that dagger. And then look, this one looks like just a Grung working, making a basket. Like the little details of their outfit. You know, it's different than some of the other monsters we've seen, which suggests, you know, hints at like the type of culture they're from, which is kind of cool. So got a blue Grung here, right? Blue. So again, you know, you could have one pack of these and that's cool. You could add them to what Grungs you already have, pick up unpainted Grungs and paint them, get a couple packs of these and just build it out, and then you create a village. Another fine addition to this line, the Warband line of WizKids minis. Here's something new from WizKids, and I have to tell you, these are really great. These are 2D minis, and they come printed on these clear things. So you can see, look, so, all right, they're 2D, but you get a detail on these minis that you don't see on the 3D minis. The detail is outrageous. And this is from Boneyard set 1 and Boneyard set 2. You're getting small, medium, large, and huge minis. I mean, look at the detail on these. You know what? If you're somebody who is new to D&D or new to using battle maps and minis, and you don't really have a collection, this is a much more affordable way to go. But even if you have minis, these are a great addition to your arsenal. Like, I mean, they look fantastic. Look, look how cool the floating minis look. And again, the detail on these. I kind of go through and so you can get a look. And each of them, you know, there's the backside. Each of them has a backside printed. So you're getting both sides. Like here, look at this. Look at that tremendous detail. Now, you have to punch them out. They punch out rather easily. They, same with the bases. There's, on the back, there are keys to indicate which size base they go to. And they're actually pretty durable. They really are. I had one casualty, and that was just on the base. And that casualty was really my fault. I jammed it in way too hard, and it didn't need to be. These go in easy, and that was just kind of me rolling a crit fail. You know, I know you can't crit fail on an athletics check, but that's what I did. There, I said it. So anyway, these just look fantastic. And for storage purposes, I mean, you just pop them out of their bases and then everything lays flat. You could store quite a bit. I think this line is going to be a hit. I think they're using 2D minis for their encounter sets they're releasing, you know, where it's like, oh, there's a prison break, there's an you know, an ambush set, you know, where you get some terrain stuff and minis. And I think the minis are going to be 2D. But again, I keep kind of focusing on this guy because I have this miniature, and it looks incredible. But look at that detail. You get a level of detail on these that you won't get with other with actual minis. And I mean, you get to have things like, look at the size of the crawling hand is actually very small. And the halfling, zombie, the Otyug, get a Death Knight. Oh wait, this is the tiefling vampire, right? Got a ghoul. Just really cool. Actually, you know what? I definitely have to give these my my thumbs up. I think they look great, and I think they mingle well with, you know, regular minis. I mean, look, you could totally use regular minis with them, and I think they play nice together. Look. All right, there you have it. So there's the minis. These are upcoming from WizKids, and I gotta say, I think they look incredible, and they get my big thumbs up. What can I say? WizKids, you've done it again. I highly recommend you pre-ordering these either at WizKids website, look down below, or wait and pick them up at your favorite brick and mortar store. But these are going to be a tremendous addition to anyone's collection if you play tabletop role-playing games like I do. Until next time, hope you enjoyed it.